Hey, my name's Kyle. I am starting this YouTube channel to kind of follow my journey through losing weight. I have gotten up to a very high, pretty much a new weight PR for me of 337 pounds. Never been that high before, and just very hard seeing that number. Um, I've always been a bigger guy. Um, Naturally just kind of carried a lot of muscle. Played a lot of sports. When I was younger, even after high school, played a lot of sports, and have lifted on and off since high school quite a bit. So I have built a lot of muscle, and that kind of plays into a lot of my weight. But usually when I kind of have put on weight, it's always I can look at it and go, well, you got a lot of muscle on you too, and it's not that much weight that you've put on. Being at the weight I am now, it is rough. I look bad, and I have a lot to lose. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, a little more than 2 years ago, I did lose a significant amount of weight. So I started out at probably 20 pounds less than what I am now, a little less than that, probably about 320. And it took me probably 7-8 months, and I got down to like 245. And I still had a hard time visually with what I was seeing, because I was still seeing kind of a bigger bigger version of myself. But I mean, I would take videos of my workouts and look at videos, and I mean, I had a lot of muscle showing. I should have felt great with where I was at. But kind of the fat self of me, shined through. So I'm kind of really sick of the shit and really wanting to get back to that. When I previously had lost a bunch of weight there a couple years ago, it was just my wife and I, and it was easy. Go to work, come home, I'd spend an hour and a half working out, eat dinner, hang out, go to bed, rinse and repeat. It was easy. Then my wife got pregnant, and that isn't the sole reason as to why I am where I'm at now. But it was very easy to let myself just go and be like celebration mode, and never really kind of come back from that. So a lot of this is quite a challenge now to think how I'm going to go about working out, eating, juggling being a dad of a 10-month-old, and just kind of going from there. My way of lifting, I love to lift weights. I was lucky enough to have all of my own equipment, so I can have quite a variety of exercises and weight to kind of throw around. But as I've gotten older and the weight hasn't helped, my mobility has just went to shit, and that is hard to see, especially with a 10-month-old. I'm 39 years old. Early quarter of next year, I'll be 40. And to struggle to get off the floor, it really kind of has hit me hard. So I really want to make this work, and I want to start documenting what I'm going to be doing, and kind of keep videos going. I think it would help me kind of stay on track with that. So, I hope that if you're watching this, you can, follow along, root me on, and hopefully from my times of lifting, hopefully I got some knowledge nuggets that I kind of put out there that I can kind of help others as I of things I know and things I learn along the way, that can help people. But I'm ready to get this going. Today is not day one for me. That was yesterday. Today's Tuesday, so I did start on a Monday, and it was 3:38. I essentially ate lower carb on Monday, and woke up today like 3.2 pounds less. At this weight, you're gonna flush a lot of water weight quick, and then it'll start to slow down, but you should still see some pretty rapid weight loss, and that's what I'm hoping. It's motivating, but motivation isn't what you use for this. So I just have to build habits, keep determined to do it, and just keep that will to want to push through things, especially when they get hard, when I'm craving something bad, and things like that. But I did kind of think of some things that I do have set that I want to follow along to. So essentially I do want to follow like 3 days a week of lifting, kind of like a torso, limbs. It's that and like a bro split have always been my kind of big and most effective workouts that I've had. So it's just bro splits usually take a lot more time for me. So just for time and reasons, I'm going to do the torso, limbs, do 3 days a week, and try and get in and out. I'm a big 2-set person, so I don't push anything beyond 2 sets. I kind of push both as hard as I can, but my goal is always to try and push that second set farther than my first. Just kind of the way I go about it helps me kind of rage out in the gym and push where I can. Nutrition wise, I am going to more than likely be following a low carb diet. And I don't want to say like a keto or carnivore or anything like that, but I'll probably be kind of shifting throughout a lot of these diets. You could consider something different every day. But the big things are probably lower carb, 50 or less a day, higher protein. But even for me, I'm 6'2", 330. I think a minimum of 150, but a better amount would be at least 200. But I think if at least a couple days here and there, if I hit 150, it ain't hurting anything. So doing that, fats, those will come with kind of the meat I'm eating, with different proteins and stuff. But I try and keep those relatively low as well. I'm a big advocate of rushing. That may not go perfectly over well with some people, but to me, I think it's one of the most effective ways. It is obviously the most effective way. If you slash your calories, you're going to lose weight quickly. People talk a lot about a rebound, but to me, rebounds are because you don't have plans. And example A, I didn't have a plan for when I'd lost already a bunch of weight to kind of keep that going. So, if you have the determination to lose the weight quickly in the first place, I think you can keep that to keep it going. You just need to plan for it. And also, too, I think is, a lot of people want some slow weight loss because it's, proven or whatever to, last longer, keep it off. That may be true, but, when you're 330 pounds, there's a lot going on in your body, heart-wise, and things like that, that just are not healthy for you. I'd rather lose a little bit of muscle, and I probably won't even really lose that with lifting, but I'd rather lose a little bit of muscle, rush to get it off, and at least get to a healthier weight. And then as I start to slow down and get down in weight, then I can start to add more calories. But right now, while I'm obese and have a shit ton of weight to lose, get rid of it quick. Lose what I can quick, get it over with, and then as I start to get lower, slow down, start to bring up the calories a little bit while continuing to go down. I think that's the proven method for me that works well, and I think it's quite effective. So, and then the last thing would be cardio. I want to get at least 8,000 steps a day, and just kind of do what I can with, I guess other kinds of cardio. I'm not really big on running, pretty much just walking. I may try and jog here and there, maybe pick a 5K way down the road, maybe try and do a 5K, something like that. But the big thing is just getting my steps in, 8,000, and just kind of going from there. And I think that is a plan that is going to get me to where I need to be in a pretty good time frame. My first goal is 300 pounds. So from where I'm at now, that's 33.8 pounds. I don't really have a time frame of how long I want that to last to hit it. But I do want to, a couple months hit that. Shouldn't be any reason that I can't lose a significant amount of weight in a couple months. So, I appreciate following along if you are, and, say hey. Love to meet people, and I'll try and update when I can. All right. Peace out.